All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Actual Anime Podcast. I'm your host, Stefan. I got Caleb over here, GKG down there. What's good with y'all? So
How goes it?
Check it out. How y'all been, man? How y'all living?
Living lavish, living lavish.
Yeah.
I'm out here doing my thing, you know what I'm saying?
I've had my phone on silent for the past 2 days, and I did nothing but catch up on my gaming. I did a full 9 hours of playing God of War and Cyberpunk.
Damn.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's good.
I am I've been sitting in this chair for a while.
Yeah,
So,
you might need to get up, take a little walk.
Yeah, a little stretch, you know what I'm saying?
A little
Go touch the grass.
Yeah. I take breaks every now and then, but yeah, I got like 4 to 5 hour long videos recorded.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I just got to put them out.
Crazy.
This man trying to get it in.
Yeah. I saw you posted a God of War video like the other day.
I did.
Like 2 days ago.
Yeah. I'm Atreus now.
Yeah.
He's nice. He's like
nice.
that.
He nice.
He about that
I
life.
ain't gonna spoil everything. You just gotta see it.
Bro,
he got
War
certain powers.
Certain powers. Is it the whole like shape? I ain't gonna say it.
I played the game. I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's the whole shape shifting shit.
Yeah.
He kind of learns how to do it a little more. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I know he can fucking do that. Nigga turned into a bear in the first like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true.
I'm just saying for anybody who hasn't played it at all.
Oh
yeah.
Fuck him.
But
yeah.
Hey, game's been out. Game's been out since November. Y'all got more than enough time. So
I honestly think there's a limit to how long you can go before it's like spoilers should be kind of, you should expect them. Like if it's been out since like November, you should definitely expect people be talking about the game like it's been out for me.
Yeah.
So
for sure. But no, everything good.
Cool. Yeah, I ain't been watching any new anime so far. I'm still reading Dr. Stone. I don't know if y'all know about Dr. Stone, but it's pretty fucking okay. Pretty fucking fire. Other than that, I've just been chilling, handling business, and living my life.
That's what's up.
Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, my bad.
It's Black History Month, by the way, y'all.
It is Black History Month.
Just want to throw that out there. Got to say that in the first 2 minutes.
Monster. Have y'all heard of that show?
Monster.
It's an anime. It's way. So it's the people who created Death Note, but they made this before Death Note. Bro, this might be in my top 10.
Really?
Wow.
Damn, bro. Is that
Off
good?
rip?
It's that good.
Okay, I gotta watch it. Is it on Crunchyroll?
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, say less.
That's easy.
Bro,
I
saw this show because I heard about it, but I just didn't get a chance to see it.
Yeah.
Now that I'm fully watching this, because Death Note is in my top 10, bro, this is it's knocking it almost down.
Dang.
So
man, you really
how many episodes is it?
No, like it's
is
like
it a
that
commitment?
for real. No, it's like Death Note. It's like 70 something episodes.
Okay, I ain't good.
Oh, yeah. He said I can't do the commitment.
Cool. But
it's like that. Highly recommend. Go watch that if y'all like psychological thrillers. It's like Death Note, but it's on a serial killer.
Interesting. Well, you can make the argument Death Note's about a serial killer too.
Oh yeah, that's
you
true.
could make that argument, and it'd be a pretty good argument too.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but I'm gonna give y'all like the short synopsis. It's like it's like 2 kids. They come into the hospital. One is close to dying. He has like a bullet in his head. He's about to die.
God,
and there's a surgeon. He saves the boy, but turns out the boy grew up to be a serial killer. So it's a whole bunch of twists and turns. Yeah, it's up there. So
that sounds fire. And it's on Netflix, right?
Sounds good.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay.
70 episodes. I could do that in a weekend.
Yeah, that's a binge right there. I can do that. I need.
Hey, I got a 4-day weekend coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I need something to get into. So I don't want to like rewatch an old show. I want to get into something good. Good.
It's like that. Highly recommend.
That's crazy though. Top 10.
I know. It's wild.
Yo, I never thought I would say that, but it's in my. It's gonna be in my top 10.
Did anything
get
bumped
out? It's always
out?
Ellis, bro.
Did anything get
Hey,
bumped out of your top 10 for Monster?
I really have to go back and look at my list, but nothing's leaving my top 5 for sure. But
Oh yeah, no, that's
it's
solidified.
Yeah.
it's solidified. But like, I really got to look at my list now because Monsters is up there.
Something got to
All
get
right.
bumped out. If Monster got
We
thrown in
might.
there, something got to get up out of
Yeah.
there.
I was like, we got to update the top 10 list. We might have to do
Yeah,
an episode on that.
yeah, we did. We might
Yeah.
have to. We might have to.
Yeah.
But
All right.
speaking of episode, Caleb, you got this one. What topics you got for us, my boy?
All right, man. So hear me out. All right. So I was sitting there thinking, we do a lot on our favorite animes and we do a lot on our favorite characters. But recently we've had a crap ton of news and a crap ton of stuff come out about video games, about comics, and with it being Black History Month, I wanted to delve into that as well. All right. So here's what we got. Paying a little homage to my category of expertise here. DC, new projects revealed. Got dropped from James Gunn. He gave us a 10 to 15 year timeline. Have you guys seen it? What do you guys think about it? What are you guys' concerns? What are your guys' you think they're going to have strong suits? And will you see it passing the MCU in the next 10 to 15 years? Not the previous 10, 15 years that we've had. I'm saying going forward, who do you think will have a better next 10 to 15 years, the MCU or the DCU? So that's the first one. Second one, game drop, Hogwarts Legacy. That game, have you guys played it? Have you guys seen any of the gameplay for it? What are you guys' first thoughts? Have you guys seen the backlash online? And we'll banter back and forth with that. I'm going to go all the way up to episode 4 of Last of Us. I want us to cover that. I have not seen episode 5 yet. So we're going up to episode 4. Let's just 4, episode 4. Thoughts, reactions. Let's go over that. And I'll save some of the extra stuff for that later, and then we'll go over some of the other things towards the end of the episode. So starting off, have you guys seen the new DC projects? What are you guys' thoughts?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw James Gunn's video, so I got a lot to say about this because it was only like a 6-minute video. There's so much information in it. So
yeah,
DC dropped a whole lot, right? A whole bunch of new shows, a whole bunch of new information, timeline for 10 to 15 years. One thing I did like a lot about the video is that James Gunn's main point was being consistent with stories, being consistent with timelines and continuity and stuff like that. I don't want to say that's the Marvel story of having like phases or chapters, but it's when you think of that, you kind of think of Marvel, so you can associate them
absolutely.
together.
Well, yeah, because he used to work for Marvel.
Yeah. So the new shows like Lantern, the detective show, that looks interesting. Creature Commandos, not gonna lie, that honestly looks kind of fire. That looks fire. Superman Legacy sounds super dope. If they can pull off the projects that they're thinking about, like Lantern and all that good stuff, I think they're gonna be in the same conversation as Marvel, but I don't think they're passing Marvel because Marvel's reputation is already solidified. Like I feel like this whole connecting universe, it's not a new concept. Let's not act like they're reinventing the wheel.
Yeah.
They're just kind of getting with the times and saying this works. Let's just have a consistent story that people can follow instead of like little standoff movies and stuff like that.
Right.
But one thing they said, I think they mentioned having like films and shows and even maybe video games all follow the same continuity, which might be a little tough. Having all that follow one timeline might be a little tough.
Yeah.
I think DC can do it. Because they have like a bunch of director freedom, a bunch of creative freedom and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they're gonna pass Marvel. Because I feel like phase 1 through like 3 for Marvel was untouchable.
Right. So that's my question. I'm saying because we're starting at basically chapter 1 for DC is starting in phase 5 of the MCU. So I'm saying coming from phase 5 forward, not the past. Do you think phase 5 forward and chapter 1 going forward, who do you think is going to have the better 10 to 15 year span? The DCU or the MCU?
I'm going to say Marvel. Okay. Marvel. Because I like DC. I like what they're going to put out, but they need to do it correctly They need to do it perfectly to pass Marvel.
This is true.
That's me. That's me. If they do it good to where it's like, okay, I can fuck with this, they'll be in the same conversation. But they need to do it perfectly to be like blow Marvel out of the water type shit.
Right.
So that's my thoughts.
Okay. All right. What about you, Ellis? What you got?
No, yeah, I agree with what B More said too. Like the commitment thing is a really big thing, especially with like actors. Bro, we see so many DC characters and movies characters get switched up. We got what? How many Batmans? How many Supermans?
Yeah.
Green Lantern. That's another topic. Is that Green Lanterns are different. That's a whole other thing. But we've got so many different characters over the years, and I don't think that DC, as far as timeline wise, I don't think that DC is going to be better than Marvel, because I'm a Marvel fan, but I like DC too. Batman is my second favorite superhero. But I'm excited, and I do have faith in what James Gunn presented to us all. The timeline and the stuff that he has laid out in the future is looking. It looks like he's got some bangers coming.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited for Batman. I think it's the Brave and the
Bold.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that looks really good. I like Damian Wayne because he is no joke. Like he's not my favorite Robin, but yeah, he's like the assassin of the Robins.
He the dog. That's what he is.
Yeah. Another one is, well, we already know this is the Blue Beetle. I'm excited for that.
Yes, sir.
But again, like Marvel already has a timeline laid out, and they already gave us future projects on what they're working on. They already got actors. I'm curious of how this is going to go. I have faith, but I think DC has learned from their mistakes, and they have picked up on what Marvel is doing. And it's like, okay, they're doing it like that, so we should do it like that too. Not the same, but
let's add our own little spin to it.
Right. So yeah, they've definitely taken notes. They got wasn't James Gunn the dude who had Guardians of the Galaxy?
All three of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I feel like they're in good hands.
Yeah, I think so. So all right. So this is what I'm passionate about. You know what I'm saying? DC Comics is my area of expertise.
Go ahead.
All right. So chapter 1 is going to be called Gods and Monsters. All right. So we already know some heavy hitters are dropping in the first chapter. All right. So 125 is when we get Superman Legacy. This is going to kick off the entire DCU. Okay. Here's some of the fears I have, and here's what I think that there's going to be a lot of strengths. Here's some of my fears. One, they're going to miscast Superman or Batman. I get it. I understand where society's going, and I understand that we want to see different types of characters portrayed by different people. However, there are a handful of characters it just doesn't make sense to change. For example, Superman is literally the definition of a perfect superhero, right? It was built back in the early parts of the Great Depression to give America hope, and he's never looked back. He needs to be a very large, imposing, well-built individual. If that is not the case, if we get some super scrawny, like hairs in his eyes looking dude, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm just gonna be really upset. So we got to get a good casting for him. But if they do it right, I mean, Superman is like, you can take him and you can pit him up against anybody, and the movie's gonna be awesome. There are rumors for Brave and the Bold. So Brave and the Bold is a storyline about Batman raising his son Damian Wayne after his son had been raised by the League of Assassins, right? By his mom, Talia. That means Batman at this point is older. He should be in about his late 30s, early 40s, meaning he's already raised Dick Grayson. So that means we're getting Nightwing. This is not an origin story. So that means it opens the Bat family to have the Red Hood and Nightwing already in play here. So there are rumors, because it's an older Batman, that Christian Bale's coming back to be Batman.
Interesting.
So if that happens, You got me. Like, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I don't know who else I would cast as Batman. I think it's really difficult at this point to this. The mantle has been taken by so many people, and so many people have just done it so different. I think the Brave and the Bold is before he gets really, really violent, and he still believes in changing people, which is why he takes Damian on, because he thinks he can change him from being an assassin, right? So the one hope I get, yeah, what's up?
Question.
Yeah.
Now, is this like a live action or is this animation? That's what I.
Live
that's
action.
what I. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're just following the Brave and the Bold storyline because you guys remember the show Batman Brave and the Bold, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're following that storyline, which means we already have well-pronounced villains. We don't need origin stories for the Joker, for Bane, for Harley Quinn. We don't need, like Mr. Freeze is already in play. Like we can see Man-Bat, we can see Clayface, we can see Two-Face. Like they're all the Penguins established. We have so many different directions to go with the Brave and the Bold. So I think that is one of my strong suits. I think that if they do the Brave and the Bold storyline correctly, we could see a really, really awesome Batman slate for the next, few years. Have you guys seen Maze Runner, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. The main character from there, I think his name's Dylan O'Brien, the main actor. I want him to play Nightwing so bad. That is like the one.
Okay.
If I could get him to play Nightwing, I would just be. We're good to go.
I'm set. I'm good.
Yeah. So I'm cool with that. And then the project I'm most excited for is what B More had touched on earlier, is the Lantern Show, because Green Lantern is what we were missing from Snyderverse, and what we were missing from. He's the comedic relief of the Justice League. Him and Flash. They're supposed to be funny. They're supposed to be goofy, especially Hal Jordan. Except, John Stewart, he's not really a funny guy. He's in the military,
Right.
But we're supposed to be getting Hal, and we're supposed to be getting John Stewart. So we're 10 years behind the line because I wish that we had Idris Elba play John Stewart 10 years ago, because that would have been the perfect casting for John Stewart. I'm cool with I'd like to see Michael B. Jordan play John Stewart. I think that's probably like a pretty good casting. It's hard to cast John Stewart, really. It could be any like imposing, like masculine black dude, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm excited about the direction he goes. I do think that from when Superman Legacy drops, DC will be better than Marvel going for that 10-year or 15-year spot. Because you have to remember, like, we lost Captain America and we gained the new Captain America, but people were really emotionally attached to the last Captain America.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to balance. We're going to lose Thor, because Thor is going to die soon. And he already said he doesn't want to, like, the next time he comes back to play Thor, he wants it to be his last time. We've lost Iron Man. We lost, like, all the core pieces. Black Widow's gone. Hawkeye's pretty much going to be done. And Hulk, who knows what we're going to do with him. We're probably going to get like a World Breaker Hulk series, and then we're going to call it. So they're setting up the Young Avengers and the Thunderbolts, which are teams that a lot of people don't really know about, and the Fantastic Four. So I think if they do the Kang Dynasty right, it'll be really, really hard, because the Kang Dynasty is like, it's going to be phenomenal. So, but I think that DC, because we're starting from scratch again, a lot of people like seeing origin stories. A lot of people like seeing the buildup. And there are a lot of the Marvel fans who were looking for that stage 1 through 4 love are going to kind of gravitate over to DC, because of we're getting, again, a stage 1 through 4, except it's called chapters now. So those are my thoughts. You guys have anything else?
No, I'm just looking forward to it. As far as video games, I know that the Kill the Justice League is coming up. Are there any more that I don't know if there are any more games.
That's all I've heard of. But,
yeah, they're trying to do there's rumors about a Arkham style, like Arkham Knight style, but it's going to be a Flash game. So you get progressively faster. Yes, you just like run through Central City.
And you just get faster?
Yeah, it's basically like Insomniac Spider-Man / Arkham Knight style. Like,
I wonder how they're going to play that.
I don't know how never mind.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know
about that, but
I don't know.
It's a rumor, right?
It's a rumor. Yeah, it's a rumor.
Okay.
There's no solidified.
Okay. Good.
So there's that. There's rumors that we're gonna get a standalone Red Hood game, which I think would be awesome.
That would be insane. That would be phenomenal. I would love it.
Yeah. And then so it's gonna be like a basically resetting. I don't know if we're probably gonna get any more Arkham games. I think we might get a new Batman game, but it's not gonna be like a continuation of the Arkham series. So I don't really know. There's not a whole lot of news about video games outside of Kill the Justice League, which I'm super pumped for. I do think the Unreal Engine, is probably what they're going to go with.
They have to,
because
yeah,
because they used it for both the Injustices, and it's kind of like already a thing inside of DC, and it's very, very well established. Yeah, but as far as video games, I think the only one that we have solidified is Kill the Justice League.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. So speaking of video games, Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
Have you guys copped the game already or no?
So I already bought it. I just haven't gotten on it yet.
Okay. All right. Have you guys seen any gameplay?
I have seen gameplay. I ain't played it, but that gameplay, look, I'm a wizard, Harry. I'm a wizard.
Exactly.
You feel like you're a wizard. The spells look insane.
Yeah.
And from what I'm like hearing and seeing, like Hogwarts is literally like a carbon fucking copy of the source material from like the books and the movies and everything. And it's crazy because people have wanted like an open world Harry Potter game, or at least to explore Hogwarts for like the longest time. Because I feel like it's such a lively and like such a busy world where there's always something going on. And all the reviews that I'm looking at are stating that this game has like passion, it's got personality, every NPC can somehow contribute to you. Like I'm definitely getting it. I'm getting it. I know that.
Especially with that. I like how you get open world games and they're just empty. I like how the world does interactions, like how you see in Grand Theft Auto, like you see random NPCs doing random stuff. Like I said, I already have the game, but I'm probably gonna stream it probably next weekish. But coming from a big Harry Potter, I'm a Harry Potter fan. I read all the books, seen all the movies. I already know. And Harry Potter fans are eating right now. Eating good.
Yeah, absolutely.
They eating real good.
Yeah, they've waited a long time for something like this to come out. And I know with all the controversy, if y'all have heard of the author, that's her thing. The game itself is a completely different thing. I separate.
Separate the work from
right,
because they're trying to cancel that mug, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You ain't canceling that. You better leave me and my fucking spells alone.
Right. Like, this game is, I'm not gonna say is game of the year up there, but like we've gotten like there's a lot of people playing this game. I'm not saying it's game of the year. I'm just saying this game is really popular when it came out with millions of pre-orders and people, because if you get the deluxe version, you already caught the game pretty much. And you had tens of millions of people on Twitch playing this,
streaming playing it,
crazy.
Doing walkthroughs already, 100% completions. It's insane.
I like how they did, like I was talking before it came out, they put so much description in the black character customization.
It's so good.
It's
great.
It's insane.
So good.
It's great.
That's another thing that I'm going to bring up later for a topic, or Black History Month topic. But bro, when I tell you, I opened that game, so I've already got it. Full disclaimer. And I've played about 10 hours of it.
Okay.
It's going to be up there for game of the year, man. I'm telling you.
You think so?
Oh yeah, bro. It's seamless. I've had no problems, no glitches, nothing that I've seen as a problem. I've already got sorted into my house. I'm already him. You know what I'm saying? They can't see me.
Yeah.
So
what house?
Ravenclaw. Come on now. Okay. Yeah, Ravenclaw. Stop playing with me. Yeah. So my wand is Black Walnut. My house is Ravenclaw. My Patronus is a Mastiff, an English Mastiff. And I don't want to I don't want to ruin some of the storyline for you guys. This is
I don't
gonna.
know. I
It's
don't
a
know
really
anything
good
about the
game.
story. I don't know.
No, it's
That's
good.
one thing I like tried to not do is spoil the story for myself because I'm
Yeah.
getting it. Like when
I don't. I would say on your first time opening the game, I would do it on a weekend. I would tell everyone to leave you the fuck alone, and I'd give you about 10 hours to really get into the game. It is, bro. This game is really, really good, and there's a lot of content. And I was confused on how because I didn't hear a lot about how the game was going to start. So you start as a 5th year. So that's not ruining any of the story. It's pretty well known. You start as a 5th year. You transfer into Hogwarts as a 5th year. And so you already have like the ability to do certain things that you didn't normally you normally would not have been able to do as a 1 through 5 year or 1 through 4 year rather. It's a good game, man. I'm telling you that they use the Unreal Engine for the base of the game. Yeah, of course, it's the best one in the business.
Why not?
I'm telling y'all. Okay, so what houses are y'all gonna pick?
Well,
it was either between Ravenclaw or Slytherin.
I'm leaning towards Ravenclaw.
Because man, fuck Hufflepuff. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
fuck them puppers.
I can't. I was gonna do so. Like, obviously, there's the allure of Slytherin because you get to use curses. You get to use the Kingdom curse, and you get to use all the other curses that it's like the Cruciatus and the.
It's 3. Yeah, it's one of those and 2 other ones.
Imperious.
Imperious
curse. So you get to do like a lot of really cool shit as a Slytherin. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I've looked up the statistics. Like over 50% of people are choosing to be either Slytherin or a Gryffindor, and I'm just not. I'm not a mainstream person, and so I went online. You can go and like build your profile like the Harry Potter wiki or whatever. And they'll ask you like random a series of questions, and you don't think they have anything to do with like getting sorted into a house. And it's like, so for example, it's like pick one: rain, wind, or snow. And you just pick one, and it'll somehow use an algorithm to spit. Yeah, exactly. It'll come spit you out into a house, and I got put into Ravenclaw. So, and then they'll do the same thing with your wand, and the same thing with your Patronus. And so I started the game already knowing what house I was going to be in, what I was going to do, what path I was going to take, and I'm already him. Like nobody.
Already him. 10 hours in.
So
already him.
It's really cool how you get to like learn spells and stuff. I'm telling, this is a good game, man. It really is.
I did hear the spell system, like learning spells and like leveling up your spells and stuff. I heard that's fucking fire.
It's
like a talent skill tree type thing.
Yeah, and you get to, it's basically like in Spider-Man Miles Morales and in PS4 Spider-Man, how you get to like choose which one you upgrade. It's essentially the same thing.
Okay. Dope.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's going to be this game, the Spider-Man 2 for PS5, and a couple others that will be contending for Game of the Year.
I'm even throw out Resident Evil 4 because when that game comes out, it's gonna be
it's over.
It's over.
Yeah, so, dude, Ellis is such a Resident Evil fan, man. I love it. I love it.
No, like I'm not even joking, right? Like when Resident Evil 4 comes out, it's gonna be contender.
It's gonna be in there.
Yeah, but yeah, Hogwarts fans, Harry Potter fans, they are at a happy place right now. And if it wins Game of the Year, I have no complaints.
Yeah.
So
I honestly wouldn't even be mad. Like I'd be like, you know what, fuck it. Yeah.
I doubt it. I really doubt it because the PS5 Spider-Man 2 is going to be really, really hard to beat because I know it's going to be fucking awesome. Yeah. But this, I'm telling you, like, I don't think people really realize how much fans of Harry Potter there are, not just in the United States, but around the world. Like, this was one of the most largely pre-ordered games in recent history. And especially with all the controversy with J.K. Rowling and everything, people thought the game was going to be a flop. No, not even close. Yeah, so it's a good game, man. And for all the people who surged into playing the games for their servers not to crash, W.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's fire. That's insane.
Yeah.
We don't want no Overwatch situation.
Bro,
Facts.
Overwatch, they hold the fuck out of Overwatch with those servers, bro.
We were so pumped
I
for
couldn't even
Overwatch.
get in a game, and like I waited 30 minutes to get in one
Yeah.
game, bro.
Yeah.
I will never do that again. That
Yeah.
L, big fucking L. I ain't touching
Yeah.
that game with a 10-foot stick, nigga.
All right, so moving on to the next one. I'm gonna kind of skip over. I want us to end with The Last of Us, but all right. So President's Day coming up. We're gonna have a 4-day weekend for President's Day. All right, so in honor of President's Day,
nigga, yeah.
out of all the animes you've watched, how many of them do you think would actually make for a good president of the United States? Have you guys seen any anime character that you would be like, yes, I would want them to run for president?
Yes.
And give some reasoning on why.
I'm afraid y'all gonna take mine, or some y'all gonna be.
Well,
I don't think
I'll go last.
I don't think y'all gonna take mine.
No, y'all ain't gonna take mine. So,
All Might.
Go ahead.
From My
Fuck,
Hero.
All
Might from My Hero. That man loves America, styled his whole
That's
personality
true.
off his love for America, his moveset, Detroit Smash, Chicago Chirac Mafia Goon Smash, his whole interest, everything is modeled after America, bro. He's a symbol of peace, symbol of justice. He knows how to inspire a crowd. He knows how to send a message. He knows how to box niggas if he needs to. Perfect fit. Perfect fit. Perfect.
Okay, so who's his running mate? Who's vice president? Is it Deku or what?
No, it ain't that nigga Deku.
I hate that nigga.
I don't know. I don't know the vice. I don't know the vice, but I know that nigga Maine killing it as president. I know that.
So it's just because
hey, you know what? He don't need a VP. He don't need a VP. He running shit himself. How about that? He is the VP. He the main and the side.
All right, okay.
So I did have All Might, but now that I'm like wheels are turning to see who could be another one, it would have to be the person with the most leadership skills, the person who's not afraid to go into war if there ever came a time to where we need it to be. Is I would have to choose Erwin from Attack on Titan.
Oh, interesting.
That's a good one.
Okay, that is a good one.
Yeah, like he would be. When I think of leadership, I think of him, and him not being afraid to go into any type of situation that like scared.
That boy,
and he would hype you up. He would hype you up like Optimus Prime going into battle.
Facts.
You getting ready. Either we die or we don't. We still going in there with a fighting effort. So that's who I would pick. I don't know who I would choose for VP, but definitely for president. All Might was number one for me.
Yeah,
but Erwin,
I can see Erwin. I think Erwin's speech on when they were running towards the Beast Titan, flinging rocks, and he was like, "My soldiers scream, my soldiers rage, my soldiers fight." Bro, I ain't gonna lie, a tear dropped out. I was like, "That's it. That's it right there."
Yeah, I respect that. That's a good choice.
I respect the hell out of him.
Yeah, that's actually a really good choice. I didn't even think about him. All right, I chose somebody, and it ain't no way y'all expecting this because I know what I thought I was gonna pick. So I did pick it from the Naruto universe. I did think that I was gonna pick somebody that was a Hokage, but I did not. And the reason I didn't is because I want someone who doesn't just think of the best interest of their nation; they think of the best interest of every nation, right? Because that's kind of the president's job. He's the leader of the free world, not just the leader of America. Like, he's the spearhead for everybody. I want him to be patriotic. I want him not to be a pushover. I want him to be diplomatic. I want him to be able to be understanding that he doesn't know it all, and he surrounds himself with people who are smarter than him, who will give him the best advice that he needs. So I'm going to pick the fourth Raikage. I think that he would be a phenomenal president. Phenomenal. Because like he ain't no pushover. But if you look at every time they go to a Kage summit, he's always like, he's not afraid to say like, "Hey man, we'll go to war if we need to. Like, I'll bust your ass if I need to." But he always has some level heads around him. They always surround himself with like some real good talent. His assistant would be his VP. I think it's a good choice.
That is a good choice.
That's a good choice.
That's a good choice. Battle tested. He's got a resume. He's been a leader for a long time, and he's passionate about his village. But he also knows that mutually assured destruction has no place in this world. So I think calmer heads will always prevail. He always surrounds himself with a good system. And I think for the fourth Raikage is probably my choice.
No, that's dope.
Okay, no, that's fire. Some good
Yeah.
reasons too. All I know is my president need to know how to box. That's it.
Facts. Yeah.
I ain't
Yeah.
having no pussy as a president. I'm not.
Yeah.
They can't declare war and
Yeah.
you start crying, bro.
Facts.
So that's just me
Nah,
though. That's me.
it couldn't be
Yeah.
Goku either. He'd be going and
Goku.
fighting
Okay, so
everybody.
look,
Yeah.
Goku would just want to throw hands with everybody. That's it.
Facts.
He'd be like, "Oh,
He'd be
war
like,
is the
"We're the
best.
best nation. Yeah.
We're the best nation. Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah,
prove
we
it."
the best."
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Goku was in my head, but I was like, no, because
Yeah.
Goku's not the smartest.
Yeah.
Diplomatically, that nigga, no. He would just know how to throw
Yeah.
hands, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you need a lot
That
more
would be
than
his
that to be a
diplomacy.
leader. Yeah,
Yep.
he'd
Yeah.
be like, look, hey, you want this oil? You got to box me for it. You got to beat
Yeah.
my ass. So
I actually had Piccolo on my list, but he was third.
you think
Piccolo
really?
was actually in my list too.
Yeah, I think Piccolo would be a good president. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
When you talk about the
you've seen him show
smartest,
Piccolo's
restraint.
cold, bro.
yeah,
Piccolo
the
is
Yeah.
smartest
cold.
person in Dragon Ball Z is probably
It's definitely Piccolo.
Piccolo.
He's up there for sure. And
Piccolo
like
just
you
be
gotta
like 5 steps ahead, bro. Insane.
yeah. And he's not afraid of a challenge, but he also knows when and where to fight.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Like,
Yeah.
he's
That's a
not
real
like
good trait to have.
Yeah, Goku and Vegeta, they just run in like heads full of steam. Like,
They
all right,
they
nigga,
don't know
you
how to
beat my
pick
ass.
their battles. Piccolo knows how to
Yeah.
pick his battles. That's why I
Yeah.
kind of got like them over Piccolo or Goku Vegeta. So
Yeah. So I Piccolo's third on my list. Second was All Might, but I didn't. Well, I mean, I was like, All Might is like the All American. Like of
Yeah.
course he's gonna be on the list.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
All Might probably
But,
drives like a Ford F-150. If he was
absolutely. Yeah.
young, I could definitely see that.
Yeah. I also think so. Not to like disagree with you, but like even though All Might is super like patriotic and he definitely throws them hands, I don't know if I've seen a lot of diplomacy from. So he'd have to have a good vice president to like level him out. Because he's like on fire all the time. He's like, yes,
Yeah, he
America.
He turned,
And
yeah.
it's like, all right, bro, like calm down, dog. Like,
America.
yeah.
I can see that.
so-
I can see that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. VP, that's a tough one. That's
Yeah.
a tough one. It definitely had to be from My Hero. Maybe like Gran Torino or some shit like that. But
I can see
I don't
that.
know.
I was
I
gonna
can
say
see it.
Aizawa.
Yeah, Aizawa or Gran
Okay,
Torino.
Aizawa's going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely some that should not be with that nigga, like President Mike. That nigga, no.
Yeah.
No, that nigga should
Yeah.
be nowhere near
The presidency,
diplomatic
yeah.
position. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's what it is. It's what it is. I got All Might. So, but good choices. Good choices.
Appreciate
So-
that. All right, so let's shift gears a little bit. We had touched on it earlier in the podcast. It's Black History Month, y'all.
It is. And
Black
you can't
History
tell me
Month.
nothing.
Yeah. So when I dropped this topic, B hit me up. He said he got a lot to talk about on it. So B, I want you to take the reins on this.
Cool.
But the topic is, which Black anime character do you think best represents our culture by and large? Do you think there's enough representation of Black people and Black culture in anime? If there's not, why is there not? And if there is, how so?
So this is a really tough question. When I first saw this question, I was like, damn, this is gonna be a tough one. But it's a tough question because Black characters in anime, as everybody knows, they're not common. They're super scarce. Because to be honest, Japan does not have a lot of Black people. They don't see a lot of Black people. Black people in anime are super rare. They've been portrayed so differently throughout my years of watching anime. You got people who look like Mr. Popo, and then you got like people like Afro Samurai with the afro swaying in the wind and man. And it's weird how Black people are portrayed in anime, because even with like newer shows like Attack on Titan, I brought this up I think yesterday when we were playing the game. When Sasha was asking Onya Capone like why he has dark skin and shit like that. There's a lot of other instances like Killer Bee from Naruto being like one, if not one of the most important Black characters in Naruto, and he's a fucking rapper. Like,
yeah, that shit was fucking ridiculous.
I can understand it, but I know the underlying tone of it. Because they don't know how to write Black people, while other characters have Black skin, but they have white features like white hair, blonde hair, or even their attitude.
Yeah.
Like they don't
Like even look at the Raikage, bro. Like he's got bleached blonde hair. Like what?
Exactly. That's not a Black hairstyle. Like anime, I'm not gonna say anime doesn't favor Black people. They don't know how to write Black people because they don't have any experience with them. Because it's kind of the culture of Japan that they only know how to depict Japan.
It's
Um,
the media.
it's the media. A few exceptions are like Ogun from Fire Force. He's got the cornrows going back.
Yeah, that's a good
Coffee
one.
from Cowboy Bebop.
Solid.
Canary from Hunter x Hunter. She got the the little
Never, I
picture.
don't know who
Yeah.
that is.
Um, those are black characters that are kind of done right to me. If just for the
Hmm.
sake of depicting a black character, those are black characters that are done right. If I had to pick one that represents black culture, um, I don't know if I can answer that question because I know how anime depicts black culture. Maybe I could say Afro Samurai, strong lead character, strong morals, strong values, dope attitude, has realistic hair, which I fuck with. I like that.
True,
Everyone
true.
sees him as a badass. He's overcome a lot of adversity, with his father and his whole revenge
His
thing.
whole, yeah, his
Yeah.
timeline.
He's fought for everything that he's gotten. He didn't have like some crazy, power up or trait. He literally just like threw hands to get to his goal and overcome all of his obstacles. Like he worked hard for it.
Yeah.
He, finally accepted his father's death when he had to fight the clone of his father. It's just, yeah. So that's mine. If we're talking about depicting black culture, again, I don't know if I answered the question correctly, but Afro
I,
Samurai is probably mine. If we had to talk about somebody depicting black culture and like
yeah,
adversity and struggles and things like that, I'm gonna pick Afro Samurai.
yeah. I think it's important to remember, like, obviously, I know that not one specific character can always be all encompassing about it. So,
Mm-hmm.
I did you answer the question? Yes, but I don't even know if the question can be answered. It's kind of like the question that that's why I
Yeah,
posed it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Anyway, Ellis, what do you think?
It's crazy because when I saw that question, the first thing that popped up was Afro Samurai. Unfortunately, like
Mm-hmm.
that's really the only person that I can really think of who represents. It was voiced by Sam Jackson. Like that was the closest
Mm-hmm.
thing we could do
Yep.
to having black representation. And I don't know to this day. I still don't know, but in the show, it's like his consciousness. You know that crazy side character that he has.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's in his head or if that's real life.
I think it's in his
So
head.
I think it's in his head.
I think that plays a part of like mental awareness or something like that
Mm-hmm.
too. So
Yeah,
that's like an underlying tone as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a very that's a very good question that I'm still thinking of because they're Japan studios and Japan animation, like they're just now starting to get it right. Like
Mm-hmm.
we haven't had any like a Mr. Popo or like a that was like our only close thing to having,
yeah,
and he was like black.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
people they really didn't know like how to depict us in a way,
Mm-hmm.
but it's getting better now. Since it's like I feel like with certain animators, black animators,
Mm-hmm.
they should go to Japanese studios and like hit them up and like, hey, this is what we're about. This is how we're portrayed. Uh, it's cool like how y'all did it in a way, but let's bring our like perspective into it.
Hmm.
So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that would be really helpful for them. The only closest thing I can also think of too is there's a show on Netflix called Cannon
Yeah.
Busters.
Uh-huh.
It's like typically it's like a black, almost like a black cast, mostly a black cast,
Hmm.
and it's anime. If y'all, it's on Netflix. If y'all haven't seen it, I like it. It's like also Yosuke. If y'all
On
seen
Yeah,
that
I've seen
too,
it.
Netflix. Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
about to
yeah,
bring that up.
yes, that's
yeah.
who
It
actually I was gonna pick. Yeah,
okay, yeah. That's it is crazy because they're all samurai, but
yeah, I know, huh?
uh, it's that I don't know. Like in the future, Japan in the media with the U.S., it's like we get depicted in a very not very good way some most
Hmm.
of the time, like oh like they're scary or whatever, that they have big lips or like big noses, and that's like how they depict us and stuff. I'm like no, like we're not all the same. So
Hmm.
and it's just the media, that's what they ran with and how they depict us. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would say samurai, Afro samurai would be the closest thing.
Yeah. So even when I was posing this question, I really didn't know how to answer it because, like, I think it's so different. I grew up with a different perspective. Obviously, I'm a light skin, so um, I only had parts of my family that what I would consider traditionally black culture, and so only seeing how hard people had to work on one side of things is kind of hard for me to understand. I do think that Yasuke is a good example of like getting placed in an area that you didn't necessarily want to be, and overcoming adversity is like a huge part of his storyline. When no one gave him a chance, he out earned it. He had to work harder than everybody. So I can understand that playing a part into it. So that's why I think he was my choice, because he is in a land that he is not originally from. And he did not always get the opportunities that everybody else was given, even though he deserved it, and he was probably better than everybody, right? So, like, if you watch the show, like, he is extremely talented. He's a very, very, very talented swordsmith, and he has a really, really rock solid base for morals and values. So I think that it's a really good representation. But at the same time, I had to ask myself when I posed this question, one, like you guys were saying, Japan doesn't really have a very good interpretation of who we are. But on top of that, do they owe it to us? If that makes sense. So if you're going to portray somebody, in my opinion, you should always try to get as accurate as you can. But in the same way, like we typecast Asian people in our movies all the time here, in all our shows over here too. Like, we don't have a very good, like a perfect example is 2000. I think it's 2003's The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. Like, how come every movie about the Japanese is about a samurai or a martial artist?
Yeah. I think it's a lack of knowledge from both sides. That's pretty much what it comes down to. It's a lack of knowledge of how to accurately depict this culture, how to accurately depict this culture, and the conversation to remedy that hasn't happened yet. No one from a studio has come over to Japan and say, let's hang around here for a little bit. Let's actually learn what you guys like other than samurai and kung fu and shit. Let's learn about your culture. Let's learn how to accurately depict your males or your females or the food or some of your religious practices, stuff like that. And vice versa. That hasn't happened. So it's just honestly comes down to a lack of knowledge from both sides.
And I think so. Even when I was doing research for this, right? So, like, obviously, I've seen Yasuke, and I've seen Afro Samurai, and I've seen, like, obviously our characters pop up here and there, like you were talking about Killer Bee and Naruto and Raikage and all that shit. But what kind of made me sad a little bit is when I googled black anime characters to do this research. You know what the first name that popped up was?
What?
Riley Freeman.
That's
from the Boondocks. I was like, bro,
that's
like,
crazy.
You are like, so
that's crazy.
It's funny too, because you know how much of our culture loves anime. Like, I'm talking about, like, most of us love anime. We love everything about it. And I think for there to be a step like you guys were talking about, is there needs to be a conversation on both sides. But I also think, like, if anime is just an animation style that came out of Japan, but it's not isolated to Japan. So if we really want, like, an anime that depicts us, we should probably make it, if that makes sense.
And that's another that's why I bring up Canyon Busters, because it's by a black animator.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, highly it's on Netflix again, but it's a black animator who got influences from other anime shows and made that show.
That's fire.
So we need to have more stuff like that.
More black animators, more black animation studios, all of that. I'm for it.
Yeah, I think the conversation needs to be had, and I think that we need to be identifying that it isn't just us, right? Like, a lot of people get mischaracterized, and I think we can be the spearhead for that. I think we get a lot, we have a platform for that. But I also know that, like, when that conversation comes up, I know that when we're like, hey, we get misrepresented in anime, their rebuttal will be, hey, we get misrepresented in everything that you guys do too. So, it's not, I don't want us to just put it out there like we're the only ones being affected by this, so I feel like we both can do better. All sides can do better. And I think education is a big part of that. So yeah, I think Yasuke is my pick, but I think that's how you remedy that situation.
Yep.
Any final thoughts on that?
I said all I could say.
Now, the I was thinking of like anime characters, but like I was like, damn, can I put like a cartoon character? I don't know if that's cheating or not, because we all got it. Our US side, we all got like our
tons. Yeah,
like Static Shock is a personal favorite for me.
W.
That's a
W.
When you depict that's a black superhero.
Yes. And
like
I loved that show.
Yep.
Yeah, same. The theme song, the vibe of the show, and the dude who voiced damn, I forgot his name, but he voiced Static Shock. He did a whole bunch of other voices of cartoons too. Phil Lamar, that's his name.
Yeah, Phil Lamar.
Yeah, he like black characters in the US, they get, because we already know that's us. We're in America. But as far as anime goes, like that's what you really have to think, because there's not many of us.
Yeah,
sucks, but that's true.
Man, I miss that show. That show was so damn good. Yeah. All right, so this is kind of like the one topic that I was looking forward to the most, because I have a lot of passion about this one specific thing, and I want to hear what you guys have for this, because I'm excited, because I think, like we were just talking about, there's so much creativity that we have lost, and I think that if we produce ideas for shows, I don't know about you guys, but if you guys ever had that moment where you're just sitting down scrolling through TV or animes or whatever, and you're like, you try one halfway through the episode, you turn it off because you're like, man, this just isn't it. You know, and you're like, and like the concepts aren't just there, or they're very repetitive. Like we're all copy and pasting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the question is, if you could be fully funded, the budget was not a problem. It didn't matter what it was, whatever the idea was, it didn't matter. You were fully funded. What anime would you like to direct/create? What is the basis of it? You don't have to give me like specific characters or anything like that, but like give me the premise, the storyline of what the anime that you wanted to create would be. So I'll start, because I want to give you guys like the template of what I'm kind of looking for, and then I would like to hear what you guys got to say. So I've thought a lot about this, man. I spent a full week prepping like a storyline of this. Okay, so essentially the anime is around time travel. Okay, so we've had time travel shows before, but we've never got a show that came from a perspective of the time traveler himself, right? So we all know about, like, obviously Flash can time travel, right? And so we get flashpoint paradoxes and all that jazz. But this is he's not a superhuman. He creates the technology to time travel. He's a scientist. Okay. So I want an anime about a young mechanical engineer who discovers the ability to time travel. You know, he creates the science for it. But he grew up in a broken home, and his house was traumatized. Like his mom got murdered and his dad died of like malaria or some traumatic past. Okay. So that's what fueled him to become who he is today. But he doesn't recognize that. He just sees the pain and he feels the hurt. And, you know, he grew up in a system, right? He grew up in like a foster care system or a group home system. So he doesn't know how to like express this trauma that he experienced. So he dedicates his whole life to becoming something bigger. And once he finally discovers time travel, he goes back in time to try to save his parents. But in doing so, he learns what's called the butterfly effect. So that's what's going to be the title of the anime is called the butterfly effect. So if are you guys aware of the butterfly effect? Okay. So, you know, I want to see essentially what happens is, because his mental stability starts to break down over the show, because he realizes that even though he has this technology and he's able to do these things, time travel doesn't just affect him, and how his choices in the past affects not only his future, but everyone else's future that he's around. So even if he does save his mom, or even if he does save his dad, that doesn't guarantee that they're going to live to see an old age. And how does that affect other people around him? And so he starts to deal with the stress of like okay, I went back and saved my mom, but then
Mhm.
my best friend's mom died instead of my mom. And so now he's got to live with that choice. And now he goes back and tries to change it again, and realizing like he gets stuck in the cycle of getting addicted to going back and changing every little mistake he tries to do, and then realizing that it's not about the mistakes. Like you can't always go back and fix your mistakes because you'll always make them, no matter if you have the technology to go back in time and change it or not. And so he gets stuck in the cycle. And at the very end of it, so it'd be a short anime, it'd be like, 15, 20 episodes long or whatever. And at the end of it, he wakes up and realizes it hasn't been real this whole time, but he never completed it. So he like fell asleep in his workstation and dreamed about finishing the time tunnel essentially, or to the time apparatus, whatever you want to call it. And he ends up not completing it intentionally because he of that dream, how it altered what he thought reality would be.
Wow, that's really good.
That's in depth. I ain't got no
Yeah.
shit like that. That is in depth.
Yeah. I think, I mean, just think about the concept of time travel and how addicting it would be if we really had the ability to go back and try to change every little mistake that we had in life.
Mhm.
And I want it to be from the perspective of the time traveler and the anxiety that he feels and the stress that he feels and the depression that he feels. So you're going to set up the backstory to understand like where he goes from there.
And that show, what you just created, it's giving me like a ReZero type vibe. If y'all seen
That's what
that,
I was
Yeah.
thinking too. Yeah.
so like, and that show was really good. So I like time travel and trying to do like the butterfly effect. And that's even with video games too, because like every like small mistake that you make that impacts your whole the whole game.
Right.
So I like how time traveling and butterfly effect, it can be done right and it can be done wrong, because time travel is a big thing, because you got to remember all the stuff that's going on in the past and future and the present.
Yeah.
It can be confusing, but if it's done right, then it's a good show. So
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
That's good.
Yeah.
Let's go next.
Okay, so mine is a little bit more like action type adventure based. It's gonna remind you of like Capcom versus Marvel.
Mhm.
Oh, interesting.
I need a Jump Force anime.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep. That was good. Yep.
Ooh.
I
Yep.
need I need anime characters from different shows, and I need there to be like phases to where it's not gonna be like movies, it's gonna be like shorter, but I need 45-minute episodes, and I need characters from Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, Naruto, Fairy
Black
Tail,
Clover.
Black
all of
Clover,
that.
like
Yeah.
all the characters, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Like I need
Yeah.
those characters. It's like they don't all have to be together, but it's like you get maybe Trunks, so you get Sasuke in like another world, or you get like um Luffy or Full Metal Alchemist in another world,
Yeah.
and
That's fire. That'd be fire.
villains. They're fighting villains from all the other animes too. So you get Aizen versus
Interesting.
like
Mhm.
Trunks, or you get Aizen
Yeah.
versus Sasuke,
Mhm.
or you get Frieza versus Ichigo. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and
That
I
sounds
want
fire, bro.
That's fire.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's fire.
and I want because I looked at like how the animation style is going to be too. I want Dragon Ball Super animation to be that animation.
Okay.
I forgot. I wrote his name down. Tatsuya Nagamine. He did the Dragon Ball Super Broly, and he does the new episodes of One Piece. So I want that animation style, and it doesn't even have to be like on a big level scale, like a world breaking scale. It can be even low tier. Like I'm
Yeah.
not saying Yusuke is low. He just doesn't have like the powers of Goku. I could
Yeah.
have like a Yusuke go off against who's like a cowboy. Well, no, I wouldn't put that with them. Like a base level, like a small character. You know how like Daredevil is
Yeah.
in his
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I want Yusuke to go up against somebody that's on his level, but from a different universe. And like I want the story to go. It's like you have to get like I only played a little bit of Jump Force, so I really didn't know how the story was.
I
So
fuck with Jump
it's
Force.
just off the top.
Fuck
It's just
with
off the
that.
top right now.
Yeah.
But it's like different. Something happens. Like there's an issue, and like the universes collide with all the anime universes and and shows, and somehow the different characters get warped into like say Naruto world or say Dragon Ball Z world, and they have to come together and they have to fight like say Frieza.
Yep.
And I would want 45-minute episodes. And for the ending, I want like the big boss or whoever's going to be the big boss. I want that to be the final movie. I want there to be a movie at the end of the show or the series.
Interesting. You know what that's giving me?
Mm.
It's giving me like, I know this is like a super base level of it, but it's giving me like the Timmy and Jimmy crossover from like Fairly Odd
Yeah.
Parents.
That
Jimmy
shit was
Neutron.
fire.
Yeah, dude, that shit was crazy.
Cindy's a thought. That's all I know.
Facts.
Hey,
that's what that's giving
like,
me.
No, yeah, it really is. Like all the like the Disney Channel characters get together in like the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody world. Like I don't know if y'all seen Fate Stay Night.
I don't think so.
Yeah, is it a part of the whole
yeah, it's like
series?
It's different. It's like it's different versions of Fate.
Okay.
I want how anime can be like that. I mean, like all the anime shows can be like that. Like I'm trying to think of another character, like a cowboy bebop go against like the Black Lagoon crew, or they're in the Black Lagoon crew, or like something like that. Like that'd be dope. And like each episode, it'll be an episode of like Luffy, Trunks, or like Natsu, and then it'd be another episode of like Sasuke, Zoro, or like Afro Samurai, and another one, and then
and then that's kind of cool actually, man. I mean, I don't know how.
That's fire.
That's a deep story, man. That's like you'd have to have
that's a real deep story. Stuff. But if somebody made that bitch, hey,
and that's the thing. It's like
the
all the creators of the show, and I know this is just fiction. All the creators of the show would have to get together and do like collaborate with like everybody, literally.
Yeah.
So there would have to be an anime.
That sounds
there would definitely have to be an anime Kevin Feige for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And then like certain studios would have to like acquiesce and be hey, I know like this is our big bad, but your guys' characters should be able to beat our big bad or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Damn.
Fire.
Damn.
Fire.
This is a hard fucking question, man.
But bro, come on, bro. Like
it's a hard question. It's a hard question. Them was deep. Mine ain't that deep. Mine's the all black anime about time traveling kids who go to different like
hey, that's good too.
That's good too. Yeah. Like I want them to go to different points in time and figure out things from that era of time that they can bring back to their world type shit.
Can
they go back. Example? Yeah. So like say it's three black kids, right? 3 black kids. They go back to say when fucking slavery was going on, right? And they try to offer their views and their opinions and their values to them and try to change it. So it's kind of like yours with the butterfly effect type shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's time.
So how old are the kids?
And I was drunk when I made this. So let's just throw that out there. I'll say 16, 17. You got some pretty good, you got pretty good values and morals by that time. So they go back in time and try to offer help or try to change certain situations, but pretty much it's kind of like yours. Pretty much not fuck up everything, but try to help the world in a way.
So like try to avoid major catastrophes.
Trying to avoid major catastrophe while trying to help out the world with the time traveling gift that they
Interesting. So trying to stop World War II before it happens.
Yes, trying to stop World War II, trying to stop slavery, trying to stop people moving into the indigenous lands and all that shit. Like just stuff like that. I know it's not action. I thought I would do something action, but I really got to thinking. I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you could do a rabbit hole with that, man. Like you could be like,
oh yeah, for sure.
You could, let's say for example, like the kids travel back and they're like, hey, by the way, that volcano is going to explode, and they like go to Pompeii, and they're like, hey, that thing's going to erupt here
That
a little
thing's
bit.
gonna
You might want to
blow.
get the fuck out of here.
Y'all got like 10 minutes to dip, and seeing what
Yeah.
that changes and what like changes throughout history with that little change that they did.
Interesting.
So I like time travel, like Trunks going back.
Yeah,
to
that's
the
my
future,
favorite
all
thing.
that. Time travel, if it's like done right, I love it. I love it's stereotypical, but I love the horrible future, go back in time to save it. I love it. I love that character trope.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's why I love Trunks so much.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of the slavery part because I'm like, yo, what if these kids get caught?
Yeah,
like you said black kids. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh man,
part 1, 2, and 3.
Oh Jesus, Roots anime.
Anime. Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus.
But yeah, that's mine. That's mine.
Interesting. So it's like you get to learn about history, but you also get to see like what would have, because you know what's interesting. If the more you study history, the more you realize it's really not major decisions that alter history. It's very small ones. For example, there was a time I can't exactly remember, so I'm kind of paraphrasing here, so don't hold this exactly to me exactly when, but I think it was 1943, and essentially Hitler had to choose between putting funding into tanks or putting funding into planes, and he chose to put funding into tanks. But historians are like, if he had just made one simple decision to put money into his air force instead and upgrade his planes, they suggest Germany would have won the war instead of losing it. And it was just based off of that decision.
Yep.
So it's kind of like interesting how that would play into this storyline. Is like the kids are influencing that one decision. They're not influencing the big one. You know, they're influencing the small ones that would alter history. So I guess I would see that like kids grew up and they're learning about world history and they're in high school or whatever, and then they develop this. They somehow get this technology to travel back, and whether it's a power or whether it's technology or whatever it is. And as they learn about history, they alter history along the way. Bro, that's kind of a fire storyline, dude. That's that's kind of wild.
It's crazy because I thought my shit would be action, but I was like, nah, I want something like interesting, like
realistic more.
Yeah, like realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, time travel ain't realistic, but it might be. Fuck, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Time travel is weird. Like if we made a time machine today, technically, couldn't we only go back to fucking today? Because
that's where it's all gonna get confusing.
Yeah. Because if you made a time machine and that bitch started working today, you can only travel back to today. Time travel is weird. It would work.
Unless you could probably travel back to a specific time, but you would not be able to come forward because the technology wouldn't have been created yet.
Exactly. So
it'd be a one-time deal.
There. Yeah.
Unless
one and done.
Unless like you time travel and then somebody else time travels to the exact same time that you did and brought the technology back with you so you could build it to time travel forward. So you like set markers along history. Does that make sense?
I would have to do that with another person. That's a lot of trust in another person.
Exactly.
I'm stuck. If you fuck one thing up, I am stuck in the 1800s. My guy.
Yeah, you miscalculate, and
nah, couldn't do it.
That's like Back to the Future. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I've never, like, I've read relative theories on how time travel could be possible, like going through wormholes and shit inside of black holes. And people suggest, like, right now, there's apparently, I was reading an article the other day about how there's a sun emerging from the inside of a black hole, apparently. Like, there's a star that somehow went on one side and is now, like, coming back on the other. So people are suggesting that, like, black holes are time traveling. If somehow you could survive, like, getting crushed into a micro atom and then come out on the other side, that apparently
doesn't time move faster in space, or is that some shit I heard from anime and just made a fact?
Well, I don't know about time.
Okay.
What do you mean time?
Does time like move, like if it's been like a year in space, it's been like fucking however many years down on Earth? Or is that some shit I heard in the anime and I just made that fact?
No, there's a theory that if we ever achieved relative light speed, that time would affect us differently. So like if we ever achieved light speed and like we went and we ever flew to like Mars or whatever and we came back, we may have only been gone in our time like a year. but the world would have been like 100 years or some shit.
Yeah,
I can't remember exactly what it was. Yeah, it is a theory out there. I don't know how real it is, obviously, because no one's ever achieved light speed. I also think time is kind of something we made up.
Time is subjective.
Yeah.
Because who the fuck says it's 12:34 right now?
Facts. Like, who says it's a Sunday? Who says it's 12?
True.
Like, we just made it up one day. We're like, hey, this is what this is to make sense of the wild shit going on around us.
You know what's crazy? A lot of stuff is like man-made.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead. A lot of shit is man-made. That's it.
Facts.
All I want to know is when they make a hyperbolic time chamber, I need to be in that to train.
Oh, I am.
So I can get jacked.
Bro. I am in that bitch. I'm in there.
I need that in real life.
I'm in there. You think regular people can handle that though? I don't think regular people can handle that. Hell no, fucking no. Because what's the gravity in there?
Ooh,
it's got to be like, I mean, you're gonna be talking about 5 times, 10 times Earth's gravity. Like,
yeah. I don't think regular people can handle that. Like all these different situations and shit, I don't think regular humans could ever come close to handling shit like super speed or anything like that.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Because I was just watching Captain America last night. I watched Captain America: Winter Soldier because I've been rewatching all the Marvel movies before we go see Quantumania. Like, you know how hard? So if you read comics, I know we're kind of getting off into a tangent, but this is why I love this podcast. You know, when you read about how the super soldier serum tore his body apart to make him who he is,
no, you'd
like he went from 5'4"
you'd be
to 6'2".
Yeah,
he went from like 95 pounds to 240.
Yeah,
in like 10 minutes. Like
your muscle fibers would literally be shredded to non-existence. That's insane.
You'd have to be some sort of superhuman to be able to withstand.
I don't even think a superhuman could do that, dude. Like, and how anime characters be getting punched through walls and shit and dusting themselves off. Like, this is getting interesting. You know how hard a nigga gotta hit you for you to fly through a wall?
Facts.
Do you know how hard a nigga gotta hit you? I ain't getting up from that. Go ahead. I'm clocked out. Look, that's why I give a shout out to all the side characters who be getting their ass knocked by these main villains. Yeah. If I was Krillin, I'd be like, all right, bro, I'll let you take it. I'll let you take it.
Tap in. It's all you.
if Perfect Cell kick me in my fucking teeth, hey, Goku, please take it.
Take it, bro.
I don't even care. Take it.
That'd kill me. That would kill me.
Yeah, no, that would kill me. Like regular people ain't built for that. I don't think we could do flight either. We definitely couldn't. There'd be a lot of shit to where you'd have to.
Our blood would freeze and shit.
Like, you gotta factor in like all the temperature changes up there. Is it like free flight,
oxygen levels,
like gliding, oxygen levels, all that? You gotta factor all that in. It can't be me. If they do figure it out though, I'll be the first motherfucker up there.
Yeah, they be talking about like, because I was just watching, like I said, and like I was reading online, they're like, oh yeah, Captain America has good morals, he doesn't kill people, and then I just watched him kick a truck into a dude. A normal human being got kicked. Truck into him. I was like, bro, he's dead. He's not making it out of that. He is dead.
Technically, superheroes do kill people. Just
a lot of people,
all the collateral damage that they do. Like when they punch a villain through a building, how many motherfuckers do you think was in that building?
Yo, I would even give to Batman. Like, I am not squaring up with you at all.
Yeah.
If I'm a criminal, I am in the house.
Bro, bro. If I start jaywalking and I hear Batman say, "What are you doing?" Hey, I'm going. I'm fucking going. I'm eating the burgers on that.
He may not kill you, but he'll beat you close to death.
But Batman will break all your bones, bro. He will break all your bones and tell you to talk. And you'll just be
I was watching like a clip of it was the game Arkham. Wasn't Arkham Asylum. It was the newest version.
Yeah, Arkham Knight.
But he was like, yo, where's so and so at? And then the dude told him, he was like, oh, okay. Then broke his fucking arm. I'm like, bro, you didn't have to do that.
I think Batman's sadistic, bro. Batman does absolutely. He's sadistic.
Absolutely.
Well, that is a tortured man.
That's the thing about Batman is like a lot of people don't understand. They think he's Bruce Wayne playing Batman, and like when he does a psychological analysis on himself, he is Batman playing Bruce Wayne. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Like he identifies as the real person who he is Batman. And he just puts on Bruce Wayne as a persona. It's like the dude's demented, bro. Like
it happens in real life too. Who was it that played Joker and went like insane?
Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger, yeah. He couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, he
He's
couldn't let
met
it
the
go.
actor for so long, he could not let that character go. Like that's a real
Yeah.
thing. That's scary.
You have a lot of people who like. Yeah, I mean, it's not even just with superheroes. I mean, you look at like what's his name who played Elvis, Austin Butler. He can't drop the accent. His voice is fucked for the rest of his life.
Yeah, his voice is screwed.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like,
His
I
voice is
can't.
screwed.
He can't stop it. He's like, I don't think people understand what he did. He left his friends and family, lived in isolation in Tennessee for 3 fucking years to get ready for this role. 3 years.
Yep.
Like
That's you now. You're Elvis.
Yeah, that's who you are.
luck.
Like,
Good luck.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I couldn't go back home and have an Elvis accent, man. Like you fucking with an Elvis accent, I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
I don't know. I mean, there's worse accents to have.
Like what? Like what?
I mean,
You could have a
like deep Alabama one.
True, you could have a deep Alabama one. You could
If
have a
you're
Mike
from, like-
Tyson lisp.
That's tough. Okay, so
That'd
hang on, time out, because I'm gonna get a lot of hate for what I just said. I don't mean the Alabama accents are bad. I'm saying if you're from the North, like he is, and you went down to Alabama and came back with an Alabama accent to the North and couldn't drop it, that would be bad. All right, I just want that.
I know what you meant.
We
I
love
know what you meant
Alabama.
because I'm from the South, so I know what you
Yeah.
mean by that.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
I get
throwing it out
Yeah.
there because I don't want to get canceled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. I got
I'ma
married in
post it.
Alabama.
I'm gonna post this bitch right here.
He's gonna put this clip up on the fucking.
Yeah. This post right here, officer.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so
What are we talking about? The last
we were
one.
talking about our enemies. Yeah.
Oh, no,
Now
no.
the last thing we're gonna talk about is The Last of Us. Yeah. We're talking about it now. By the way, I love all the anime ideas are all phenomenal. I think that all of them should get funded. We should all be multimillionaires by the time we die.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing, up until episode 4. So from the last time we talked about it, we talked about You're Lost in the Darkness and Infected, which are episode 1 and 2. Episode 3 and 4 are Long Time. Please hold my hand. Episode 5 is Endure and Survive. I think it came out Friday. I have not watched it. I've seen episode 3 and 4. I was just looking at the ratings. Episode 4 is the highest rated and the most watched episode so far in the series. This is also the highest continuous rated show that has been translated from a movie, I think, ever in history. Where are you guys sitting with episodes 3 and 4? How do you guys think the series is going? And do you think that it is living up to the hype that we built up in episode 1 and 2?
I'm gonna just say this right now. When the Emmy Awards come on, don't be surprised
Don't
when
be.
like 4 or 5 of them things are gone to this show.
Don't be.
Like-
Yeah.
This show deserves all of it and more. All of it and more, bro. I'm telling you.
This, yeah,
Oh,
it's
God.
like I don't know if I already know I haven't seen a run like this from a video game adaptation ever. I don't know if I've seen a run like this since like a Game of Thrones show. Like this is that type of show. And it is like the acting is on a whole nother level at this point. It's not even I'm not even trying to compare the game to the show anymore. I'm just looking at the show as a whole separate thing now.
Yeah, as its
And-
own singular piece.
Right. And
Yep.
from people who don't know anything about the video game and they're coming into it like this is really good for them
Mhm.
because this I don't know what to say. This show is amazing.
Yeah,
It is.
I don't think I have anything else to say other than they are doing what they need to be doing. This is
True.
an amazing show. It's an amazing show. If it doesn't win an award, it got hoed. If it doesn't win anything, it got hoed. Because this is an amazing fucking show.
Yeah.
I love it.
I agree.
I-
I think probably the most impressive thing, sorry not to cut you off there, Ellis.
They're good.
I think the most impressive thing so far is that I know all the episodes are written by, what's the guy's name? Craig something or other.
I know who you're talking about. I
Anyway.
forgot his name.
Mhm.
too.
Yeah, some guy wrote it, but they're all directed by different people. And
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
fact that they're all being directed differently and they're all coming out absolutely fire is, I think it's a work of art, honestly.
Mhm.
I think they casted everybody almost perfectly. I don't think you, and it's easy to say like after the fact, like, oh my god, that was the perfect casting. No one else could be like. I know it's cliche to say, but like really, I don't really know who else could be playing these characters like this.
Yeah.
Actually.
I don't want to say it's like a perfect casting. I don't like to throw around the word perfect because I've only seen that one person play the role. And if I saw somebody else play it, I'd be like, oh, they're doing something that person
exactly.
did. I'll say it's almost perfect. It's almost perfect. Like just even like watching side by side comparisons from like the show and the game, like the cadences of the voice, the tone of the voice, the delivery of the line,
scene for scene,
like, it's
like
so spot on. It is so spot on.
Pedro Pascal is Joel. He is Joel, bro. I'm like, fire.
Yeah.
That's a role I can't see anybody else in. Honestly, Pedro killing it.
Yeah.
He killed it.
Right.
And like the cinematography angle of it, like when they were going through Kansas City in episode 4, bro, I was like, what the like?
Yeah. Go ahead, Ellis. Go ahead.
Like I'm not gonna get into like any details because I'm gonna drag it on. But episode 3, it gives you more backstory as to who Bill and who Frank were, which I really like because in the game you only meet up with Bill. You don't hear of Frank. You only get Frank from like letters if y'all played the game like that. Yep. But you see how their relationship like was on. Like this man was a hermit for 10 years, 20 years, and he met Frank, and they got their whole relationship going, and they living in this isolated neighborhood. And this show just shows you nowhere. Well, the only safe area for them was in that neighborhood, but it was tragic. Like that episode, I didn't get teary eyed, but that shit was emotional.
It's okay. You can say
I'm like, nah. I was holding back. I did get emotional though.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm like,
I'll send you a box of tissues. I promise.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that episode 3 was it hit different, and episode 4 just came right along with. We didn't get as much action in episode 3, but it gave us a lot of backstory as to who these characters were, which I really like. You got to have a balance. Can't just have action every episode.
Right.
Episode 4, it picked it up. It definitely picked it up. And scene for scene, like B-More was saying, where they was driving in the truck, Ellie was looking at that magazine. He was like, "Yo, the driving through Kansas." Duke pretending he was injured, saying, "Yo, I need help."
Yep.
Yeah, I feel these infected are scary as fuck, but these humans, like the people in general, they are just as bad. Like you can't
menaces.
You can't trust anybody.
Joel was at a point where he already lost everything, so he can't trust anybody at this point. So only he knows is Ellie. Like that is my mission. That is who I had to protect. And if you get in the way, ain't nothing to do.
You gotta go. Ain't nothing to do. Go have to
like the scene where dude almost choked Joel out, and then he was like, "Yo, please, I can tell you where everybody at. Like, here's my knife, here's my gun." Joel said, "Nah, you gotta go.
Time for you to go, bro.
Time for you to go. Wrap it up, brother.
You fired at us, so it's only right that. And if I let you live, you gonna come back and lie to me, and then come back and get more people and try to kill me. So I can't trust anybody at this point." So
I mean, that's the mindset you gotta have.
That's
the mindset you gotta have in that situation. Yeah, that's the mindset I ain't letting you walk away and bring more. You gonna jump me? Oh hell no, not me.
Yeah, that man overstayed his welcome. It's time for him to go.
Get up out of here,
for sure.
Yeah, I really do think that this is probably going to end up winning a lot of awards. I think it. I know we're only 4 episodes, or technically 5, but I'm only 4 episodes in. I think this is the greatest video game adaptation to any sort of cinema I've ever seen. I just don't even think the competition's really that close. Like when I first started out, I really liked Uncharted, even though they didn't really cast anybody to look exactly like it does in the game. I think it was like just an overall very entertaining movie, and I think it was just a good movie overall. But this is like next level. This is like dialogue from the game is in the show.
Yep.
It's just different.
Yeah, in terms of storytelling, seamless transition from game to show, ain't nobody touching The Last of of us. Y'all can feel free to let me know. We can argue because I run the YouTube and I'll argue with you niggas. So yeah, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
All right, man. That's all I got. I appreciate you guys.
I know y'all haven't seen episode 5. I saw it on Friday, bro. It's better than 4. At this point. It's better than 4.
Because 4 is my favorite so far.
It's better than 4.
Damn.
He says it's better
I will
than
tell
4.
you that right now. It's better than 4.
Yeah.
So
right.
I'm gonna leave it alone. You gotta watch it.
I'm gonna go watch it. I'm gonna watch that thing.
All right.
I got right before the Super Bowl starts.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Caleb, appreciate you getting the topics and stuff. Crazy episode, fun episode. Yeah, that's it. See y'all in 2 weeks. Thank you for listening and deuces.
See you.
Deuces.